Welcome back to CTV Morning Live. It is our Ask the Expert segment with Doyle Salewski. Paul Salewski joining us this morning. 789-6559, extension 2803 is the number to call. You can always leave your questions via email, ottawa.morning@ctv.ca, or leave something for us on our Facebook page, or get us through Twitter. Paul joining us once again for this segment, and I'm going to lead off because I look at kind of the topics of conversation and it says trustees. So my first basic, what exactly is the trustee?
Well, a trustee is a person licensed by the federal government, Office of the Superintendent of Bankruptcy, to administer the Bankruptcy and Insolvency Act, help people out in financial difficulties. A trustee is kind of an unbiased, objective person who will look at your financial situation, provide some advice, and provide some roads to take with respect to your financial affairs. Once you've taken a step, like filing for bankruptcy or making a proposal, we administer those files to work to a progression to get you in and out of the system. Many people don't understand this, but a trustee actually works for the benefit of the unsecured creditors. His job is to realize on assets for their benefit.
Okay, say that last part once again.
Trustee's job is to realize on assets of a bankrupt or administer a proposal, but it's really for the benefit of the unsecured creditors.
So for getting money back towards the creditor?
Right.
Okay.
That's right. So our job is to get as much money as we can for those creditors.
Okay, so when you're looking at it from a client base, and you're at the point of trying to get yourself out of this situation, you're also at the same time trying to make the situation better for those on the other end.
That's right. So part of my role is to look at your situation, talk to you about it, and just provide avenues to help you out, basically. For a lot of people, it's a matter of coming in, talking to us, letting us look at your financial affairs, and then making hopefully some objective decisions or points where you can take. Our role is to be not biased. It's to be basically let you see kind of both sides of that. Even though I kind of work for the creditors, I'm also working for the bankrupts as well. So my job is to be fair to everybody, you know.
Okay, because that has to come into play when you have someone in such a vulnerable situation, which usually they are by the time they've come to see you, that they do feel that there is something that you're trying to look out for their benefit as well. And
but we are, though. Our job is to be objective. Our job is to be fair to all the stakeholders here. You know, the bankrupts have a role, the creditors have a role, and we have a role. And our job is to balance all of those roles.
Okay, so we're taking a look at the actual trustee. There seems to be a variety of people, though, within this type of an industry. So what does it take to be differentiated then as a trustee that you would be different from someone who is, handling an account?
Well, basically, a trustee, as I said before, is we're licensed by the federal government, the Office of the Superintendent of Bankruptcy. We take a rigorous training course to become trustees. We sit exams, and once you become a trustee, you're there. And basically, our job is once we're there, we're monitored by the Office of the Superintendent of Bankruptcy of how we do our work and what we do. We're officers of the court, which means that we're there to be objective and unbiased, and lay the facts out as to what they are.
Will some of those creditors who are waiting for a payment be able to rank as to see how the trustees are doing in terms of getting back as much for them as well?
Well, basically, in a lot of files, the creditors are allowed to pick a committee called inspectors, and the role of the inspector is to sort of watch over my shoulder to make sure I'm doing my job, and they direct me in many areas to do this or to do that.
It's interesting, because I think I would have gone with the other, that I would have had the notion that it would have been the other way around. But it works. It's a system that's working.
Well, really, and the idea is to get some returns for the creditors. It's their money that's at risk. They're the ones that are losing, so they're the ones that would like to see a return. And listen, in all files, there's not necessarily a return, but the real deal here is that the file has been handled. The debtor's been fair to all its creditors and has treated everybody fairly into a system, and then let the debtor move on, unfettered by the debt, and get its life back in order.
Well, I guess too, the relationship that you have also as a trustee with these creditors helps with the relationships that you're going to have with the clients coming in.
Absolutely. But basically, at the end of the day, though, our job is to be objective, to look at your situation, give you some good solid information that will help you make a decision as to what you want to do.
Interesting information from Paul Salewski from Doyle and Salewski. We do have to take a commercial break. We're going to be back to answer your questions over the next 2 segments. Give us a call live on the air, 789-6559, extension 2803. Ottawa.morning@ctv.ca is our email. You can also find us on our Facebook and our Twitter page. We'll be back right after this.